that God has assigned to our hearts and hands to do. So what then the role as a father in today's compromising society? Let's look in the Bible for a few things today, and I think the answer will be clear. Number one, important thing that we need to carry out to do as a father is Christian fathers won't provoke their children's wrath. I'm not a perfect father. Sometimes I feel so. Sometimes that kinds of thing that we we shouldn't provoke our children, or we shouldn't. In another version is we shouldn't exasperate our children. So we shouldn't provoke our children's wrath. So the first thing Apostle Paul says to fathers is a word of warning. Don't provoke your children. Now this doesn't mean what you think. I don't know any dad that hasn't made his children mad. I think it's in the daddy manual. Sometimes they misunderstood, but we need to explain to them why we're doing, while we're disciplining them. So, it is in daddy's manual. Right after taking out the trash, dads make everybody mad. Every once in a while, and often, dads often have to say no. Dads discipline, dads enforce the rules of the family. But in all of this, a godly Christian dad should never act out of anger. But this action, no matter how infuriating, are done out of love. So that's why we're disciplining our children because we love them. We're doing that out of love. To enforce the rules in the family. But in all of this, a godly Christian that should never act out of anger, but his action, no matter how infuriating, are done that in out of love. It is when a child doesn't get that message of unending love that his wrath is kindled. One of the biggest problems of modern society today is what psychologists call daddy longing. Dads are not there to discipline in love, or if they are there, they are too busy to show that they care. Busy of work to provide a good life for them. And today's children of divorce culture, broken homes, and latchkey kids, and angry. See, the discipline isn't what provokes wrath. It's the lack of love that makes children angry and causes problem in the society. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 11, 12, said, "My son, do not despise the chastening or disciplining of the Lord, nor detest his correction. For whom the Lord loves, he corrects, just as a father the son in whom he delights." We discipline our children if we, see them that they're not doing the right thing because we love them. We don't know, we don't know what their future is, but in the act of love, we should do the things what is right in the eyes of God. We should we should do we should discipline them in the ways of God. We should love them. I don't know what is the kind of you know disciplining when you are uh, on the kind of situation, but the Lord is teaching us how to discipline them in a correct manner, correct way, correct in God's way. So, and you have forgotten the exhortation which is addressed to you as son. This is in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 5 and 9. Said, and you have forgotten the exhortation which is addressed to you as sons. My son, do not regard lightly the discipline of the Lord, or faint when you are reproved by him. For those whom the Lord loves, discipline. For whom the Lord's loves, he disciplines, and he scourges every son whom he receives. It is for discipline that you endure. God deals with you as with sons. For what son is there whom his father does not discipline his son? But if you are without discipline, of which all have become partakers, then you are illegitimate children and not sons. Furthermore, we had earthly fathers to discipline us, and we respected them. Shall we not much rather be subject to the Father of spirits and live? And live. So we need to discipline our children with love in the ways of the Lord, with regard to things around us. So number two, the important thing that we need to do. A father must bring children up with nurture. Or Christian fathers bring children up with nurture. The second thing Apostle Paul says to fathers is a word of counsel. After telling dads what not to do, he says what you should do is give children plenty of nurturing. Now, what does that mean? What does that look like? Some people say, rearing children, I don't like that. Sounds like pushing them to rear. I like the term, bring them up. As it says in Proverbs as well. Bring them up the way it should go. The Bible says, raise or bring them up. How? The question, how? In the nurture of the Lord, just like a farmer raises tender plants and waters them and covers them